Hello friends, July the 4th. Chances are that by Sunday the 7th of July there will be a new star in the sky. That's my prediction, and I'll show you why. There's an amazing window of 30 hours just ahead with 7 important alignments, and they lead up to Mars opposing exactly that spot in the sky where astronomers expect a new star to arise, which is in the 21st degree of Scorpio. This is the story which first was shared here on the Space Weather page on June the 7th. A nova will explode this summer, most likely. Naturally, nobody knows for absolute sure, but it has been a pattern every 80 years or so. The night sky is about to get a new star. Sometimes this summer astronomers believe a nova will explode in the constellation Corona Borealis, or the Northern Crown. How beautiful in itself. Just the synchronicity. The Northern Crown. Most of the human population is on the northern hemisphere. So we are getting the crown illuminated, and we have definitely go through quite some upgrades in the Corona chapter. I guess we came from the worst and we will go to the best. That is really the bandwidth we are operating in. It's really like a pendulum. The more extreme it goes into one direction, it will build up the energy to make the same motion into the other extreme, and that's what has been happening. It's like also if you have a child on a swing, you pull him back as far as you can and then you let go, and then it will be the full motion to the other side. That's exactly what's happening right now, and this is just a symbol of this happening. The exploding star will be bright enough to see with the naked eye, even from light-polluted cities. It is a once-in-a-lifetime event, says Rebecca Hounsell of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. I believe it will create a lot of new astronomers out there. T Corona Borealis is a binary star system some 3,000 light years away from Earth. It consists of a white dwarf orbiting an ancient red giant. Hydrogen from the red giant is being pulled down onto the surface of the white dwarf, accumulating toward a critical mass. Eventually it will trigger a thermonuclear explosion. So then the last time T CrB, T Corona Borealis, exploded was in 1946. About a year before that blast, the system suddenly dimmed, a pattern astronomers called the pre-eruption dip. In 2023, T CrB dipped again, heralding a new eruption in the 1946. If the 1946 pattern repeats itself, the nova should occur between now, which was June, and September 2024. I showed you why I think it is imminent. Let's just go here to the astrology here. Let's close here a few windows first. You see there's many things I have lined up here again, as you see. Okay, so this is the 20th degree of Scorpio, where Pallas is at. So regardless whether it goes off right now or a bit later, Pallas is the one which gets the biggest energy boost, which is all about learning to see patterns. It is the art of abstraction, and we are getting to it a bit more on that too. This is a super important force natural in Scorpio, which is all about piercing through obstacles, going to the bottom of things. That's where Pallas will station just in a few days from now. And then Mars opposing it. and that opposition will be exact, and this is the final point we're getting to on the 6th of July within 30 hours. This is Greenwich time, so by Sunday definitely the opposition will be exact, and it will be a Moon-Venus conjunction. That would be definitely very much speaking for a new star showing up in the sky. Venus actually, the Moon actually being pretty exactly between Moon, sorry, the Moon being exactly between Sun and Venus. So this is always a very auspicious sequence. Jupiter in midheaven. There's many things which speak for it, so let's start at the tail end here where we are right now. So the Earth is at its aphelion, farthest away from the Sun. This is the little graph I found which shows that configuration. So here is the Sun, and then in short after summer solstice, Earth is farthest away from the Sun, 152 million kilometers versus 147 around January the 3rd. So these 2 points are super important because they really define Earth's geometry around the Sun, where the main axis of its orbit is facing, it's directed at. This is the website where you can look the exact times up. Here 2024, July the 5th at 5:06 Universal Time. So that's what I did. That is the chart I have here, 5:06 a.m. And yes, you have to go back to my last recording where I really built the story for the power of this opposition with Neptune in the very last section of the sign Pisces. Really just about to finish its 165-year journey through the whole zodiac, but not quite turning here at the doorstep and going back once more. So this is a super powerful window we're in of gaining momentum to once more dive back into the chaos, into the this convulsion of different frequencies and a whole chaotic region of Pisces that is before having done all the homework to step fully into the new cycle which will happen in 2025. So this is a very powerful moment we're at, and it happens that this exact pair of power points, I would say cosmic power points, is in the axis of Earth's aphelion chart. This in itself is just a great and clear sign something big is in the tube. Just want to remind you, this was January perihelion, which has this geometry, and on April the 8th we had the most important event of this year so far, which had exactly the same geometry. So these are really the foundations where big landmarks are planted in the time-space continuum, which then build on each other. So this is really the starting point, as I say, which just about is exact as I speak. Actually already a little bit past half an hour or so. You see the moon. That's always the actual readings when I record. This is live. Okay, so naturally moon and sun in Cancer approaching new moon, so this is really building that powerful energy with Venus in here too. in this configuration actually it's again Moon, Venus and the Sun in the center. So this is the base energy of the whole 2 coming days. So now we get into the sequence I was talking about. So 6 hours later there's a heliocentric Mars Hygeia conjunction. Why is this important? Well, go back to my last recording where I laid that out too, that this was really the one planet asteroid which has been supercharged by all these extreme solar flares. That was kind of where everything was aiming toward, as the Hygeia lunar north node conjunction was on, here I have it once more for those who have missed that so far. That was on the 12th of May, right at the final end of that extreme geomagnetic storm, once in a lifetime, you could say, event that was, if you remember, Aurora's northern lights down into the subtropical regions north and south of the planet, of the equator. Very, very powerful event. Again, go back to my last recording where I really built a story there too with that in mind. Again, with the same axis. I mean, you can't make these things up. Anyway, just showing you here the why Hygeia is so important right now and being powered up by Mars in the heliocentric picture. You see here they are 1255 together. This is putting fire under Hygeia's cause, and Hygeia is all about health, well-being and serendipity. One of the few planets, asteroids, points which is very, very positive all the time. I don't even think it can has a negative expression. It's truly one of the really most serendipitous energies one can have, strongly accentuated in one's chart, Hygeia. So Hygeia getting fully powered up 6 hours after the Earth was passing through this cardinal point of igniting a new direction. And then another 12 hours later we have the exact new moon. And then another 40 minutes later the sun is exactly aligned with Sirius. So you see 14, 24 and 42 seconds of arc. That is where the brightest star in the night sky actually is right now. And let me give you a little story on Sirius, because you have really to understand why Sirius is so important these days. So first of all, I have this picture here for you, which one of my friends shared, which makes so much sense. It's the Sirius target every year from July 3rd to 7. A gateway of energy opens between the Earth and Sirius, which is known as our spiritual sun, helping to awaken, activate and elevate us to higher levels of consciousness. This is again a rare synchronicity that this happens just half an hour after the new moon in the sequence of these events. And I have here a few things lined up for you about Sirius. So Sirius is also known as the dog star, the brightest star in the night sky. The name means glowing in Greek, which is a fitting description, as only a few planets, the full moon and the International Space Station, outshine this star, the brightest star in the night sky. You all know it. It's usually visible in winter months, naturally when the sun is at the other end, as the one which sparkles in the night sky in all colors. And only in 1862 it was actually found that it was a double star, that not only it is one bright star, but let me see where I have it here. I have it here. So you see this Sirius A, which is the bright one, the giant, and this is the brown dwarf. Again, interesting. We have the same configuration as with this expected supernova, red giant and the brown dwarf. Anyway, so there is some really interesting connection between the star Sirius and the Dogon tribe in Africa. They have known about that brown dwarf forever. They actually even know that it is a 50-year period of them rotating around each other. According to Ali, that is that narrator this author has been talking to, Nomos, that were the beings from Sirius, came to Earth in an ark to create Dogon as first man. These beings came from the brightest point in the sky, the Westerners call Sirius. The Nomos revealed that Sirius was not a single star system. They believed that another smaller star known as Ptolo circled the larger one in a 50-year elliptical orbit. The Nomos carried with them great wisdom that Ptolo rotates on its axis and is composed of unusually dense matter. They only knew that Jupiter had 4 moons and Saturn had rings, and that the planets of our solar system orbit around the sun. So there is definitely a controversy. Some people think they have been told these things by Westerners. Anyway, the sources go back several centuries in their symbols and scriptures, so it's pretty clear this was not that it first was implanted. And what else I wanted to show you here in this context? I guess that's the one. Yes, that's kind of Corona Borealis. Anyway, you get the picture. Sirius is a super important star. It makes the bridge to a higher dimension. It really brings in that collective, not collective, but also collective cosmic consciousness, the universal mind, you could say. So anyway, these are the 6 events. Now I'm not even through yet. 7. Okay, you see, this is the Sun-Sirius conjunction, just mere 40 minutes after the new moon. And then the Sun-Sirius opposition, or Earth-Sirius conjunction. And again, this is really special, that this opposition is exactly in the power axis of the whole planet. That means when Earth is exactly aligned with Sirius, the Earth goddess, which also stands for unconditional love. Sirius is the one which feeds us, which literally is the Demetra, also is her name in the Greek mythology, who is really making sure nature is feeding us, that we get enough of everything. And she goes through seasons too. That is the important part. Seasons of withdrawal, naturally in winter. Which, as the story goes, is when Sirius' daughter was abducted. she, by Hades, she fell into the steep grief, naturally, which mother wouldn't, and she stopped doing her job, which brought on winter. So this is a part of the story. It is a very polar expression, either or, so it can mean both. It's also a force of recreation. And then at the sixth alignment here is when Hygeia enters Taurus. Again, Hygeia, coming out of the Aryan field of energy into the Taurian field. Again, I want to remind you, this is potency, and this is substantiation. That is the word Dane Rudyard gives the first half of Taurus. Potency, so it has been building up in potency, and now comes the substantiation. We are getting into a new phase, and that's exactly the theme of this new moon. Well, the final chart I have here again is the this one here, Mars and Palestine opposition, another 8 hours later or so, all within 30 hours. So let's now focus on the centerpiece, which is really the new moon. And I will go into the human design and the Sabian symbol of this degree. That is my next aim. So in the human design, this is the 6th line of hexagram 39, which is setting the tone, which is obstruction. The top line. So in itself, this hexagram definitely describes pretty much where we are at and on this planet right now. It pictures a dangerous abyss lying before us and a steep, inaccessible mountain rising behind us. We are surrounded by obstacles. At the same time, since the mountain has the attributes of keeping still, there is implicit hint as to how we can extricate ourselves. It gives us instructions. And the 6th line is particularly interesting, and I also show you why, because it changes into gradual progress, development. This is also what you find on my website, The Cosmos Within, where I show you the breakdown of the zodiac. So the new moon is in this segment at 1423 in Cancer. So shows you that the 6th line, when it changes, it moves into hexagram 53, which is where the sun will just be getting in when it will be crossing 150730. So it is kind of a preparation phase for the whole next 6-day period, laying the foundations. That's what this new moon really is. It lays the foundations for something new, to get past the obstructions into gradual progress of more and more expansion. Now, the human design, that is also always extremely telling. This new moon occurs in 38, I say, yes, here it is. But what really matters is this channel, which is defined. And that is defined all the way back to summer solstice. Actually, this is the summer solstice diagram here. Let me find it. And this is the South Node and Jupiter. So here we bring the intuitive expression of logic to the throat. Let me just pull it over to this screen so you can read with me if you want. So let me just go back once more. I want to now I'm having issues here. Okay, so this is the intuition. This is the one of the 3 awareness centers of in tune with the moment, where our intuition comes from splenic and its nature, within the spleen, and that this channel belongs to the understanding circuit, which is all about logical figuring things out by using our left brain. And the throat naturally is the center of manifestation. So this whole time, till I guess July the 20th, that is the window I was telling you that Jupiter is in hexagram 16, which is enthusiasm. Bringing intuitive expression of logic to the throat, we start really being vocal by what we feel. Notice again, this channel has no direct access to energy. That means it has to be recognized by others when the timing is right. And I'm strongly sensing the timing is definitely right. People are ready to listen. And I really wanted to take you back here to this picture quickly, because this is a super powerful channel which was activated on in the moment of summer solstice, which is one of the 3 tantric channels. These 3 channels here connecting the sacral, where really the belly button is where we are directly plugged into nature, you could say. The tantric channels give us direction of how to express, how to move. And 5 and 15, 5 is waiting, 15 is modesty. So it is being in the rhythm of nature, allowing for extremes. And it's the rhythm of nature itself, aligning humanity with nature. That is what this channel really did. It's quite amazing, right? At summer solstice, which lays the foundation for a whole 6-month period, as you know. So this channel gives us an unusually large aura, because it connects us with nature and makes us stand out energetically. This is true naturally for everyone, regardless of which voice you're expressing. One gets noticed. And in this write-up, and I'm always quoting from this site here, humandesign.tools, which is really a great contribution to learning, to understanding these energies. It's vital for the sustainability of mankind itself. So we're really now at this critical point where either all or nothing. I guess that's pretty clear when we know the agendas behind the scenes getting ever more extreme, and I mean it's becoming so obvious, the whole circus, and it seems it's intentionally hyped up by existence to the point where it can't be overlooked anymore. Anyway, I guess I talked a lot here, and I want to keep you, and I'm wishing you a wonderful ride into this expansive energy we are getting ever deeper into. Enjoy it. Finally, we can say we have arrived at the place where there's no return. It's only getting better. And whoever still tries to hinder and throw obstacles in our ways, nature is all powerful. Nature is infinitely intelligent, and we are its agents. We are put in charge. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Yes, this is the times. This saying is totally true. Have a wonderful time, and please give it a like or share or subscribe. And also there's information how you can support this channel below in the description, where you always find links to what I was talking about. Thank you so much. Bye bye.